Hello everybody and welcome back to Forza Horizon 3. I am here with the Honda S2000 and we are going to build this to S1 class and take it up our hill climb course. I haven't driven this car a whole lot. I did have it built up to, I think, completely maxed out maybe, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I know it was in S2 class when I took it out of my garage, so I just reset it to the default upgrades. We actually get some decent sized tires on those 275s on the front and 295s on the rear. But yeah, I haven't really used this car too much. I did basically make it a drift car at one point, like really early on. That's kind of strange. Putting it to all-wheel drive doesn't actually change the PI. Usually it shoots the PI up. That's odd. Okay. Now, I did say if I can get a supercharger in cars, I am going to take a supercharger over a turbo. It doesn't give us as much power, but hopefully with the supercharger we'll actually get enough power and everything to get to the top of S1 class. I'm fairly certain the car will get to the top of S1 without any issues. We do still have quite a ways to go, but we do still have quite a few bits and pieces to put on the car. I'm just going to check the gearbox. Okay, so the gearbox doesn't actually change the PI either. 4.8. Okay, so that actually makes it slower, so the stock gearbox is better. That's odd. But anyways, we're on to handling. I'm going to throw on all of the handling parts. We have to be running the off-road suspension, as well as the snow tires and the all-wheel drive. Those are the rules of the series. Now for weight reduction, depending on the car and the PI that we have available, is going to basically change what I do with it. The Honda only has about 270 horsepower to start with, and it's just over 3,100 pounds, so I definitely am going to want the weight reduction. It still doesn't put us in the S1 class. So we still have a whole class to build up and basically shove as much power in as possible. And getting it down to about 2,700 pounds is going to be nice. We don't want to have a whole lot of weight because that's just that much more weight we have to push through the corners and so on. And this way it'll give us slightly better acceleration out of the corners. Didn't want to go to that yet. Now I have the feeling, yes, power parts are going to jump our PI up massively. Can I get a supercharger? How much weight does that add? That's 5 pounds. Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, the power is going to jump the PI up, but we are seeing we're around the same type of horsepower that the Lancia Stratos was at. We still have about 30 PI to mess about with. The only thing with the Lancia was it weighed a lot less. The Lancia only weighed, what was it, 2,100 pounds? Yeah, the S2000 is not going to get that. I think we may actually need, I doubt I'm going to be able to make 10 PI up with this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to need that turbocharger instead of the supercharger, I think. So put the turbo on and then see how much PI it adds when I upgrade it. Okay, so that puts us above S2, so I can just go and take off maybe the fuel system. There we go. Could I sneak on a flywheel? Flywheel's already on. Okay, can I sneak on a drive line then? No, I can't. So the S2000 has relatively decent specs. 547 horsepower, 2,600 pounds. It's the most powerful car we've seen. The other two cars didn't even get up to the 500 horsepower mark. It's a little bit heavier than what the BMW i8 was, I think. I'm not actually sure. I can't remember exactly how much the i8 weighed, but the power to weight ratio isn't bad. If we have the traction and the control, I think this car could go fairly quick. Okay, we are here at the Devil's Corner Hill Climb to take the Honda for its 3 runs up the course. Now, immediately this car has some insane acceleration. Actually, the brakes aren't too bad on it, and it has relatively good turn and doesn't have a lot of oversteer yet, but we are on the icy tarmac, so that could be playing a factor in this. So far, I can say I'm actually liking this car. It seems relatively well composed. If you know, you can't just go full throttle. There's hardly any cars you can really do that with in Blizzard Mountain at all. You're gonna get oversteer, you're gonna slide around. I mean, you're on snow and ice. What do you expect? But I am liking how this car is driving. It's not having much snappy oversteer. It's not really understeering a lot. The brakes are good. It seems to be dealing with bumps relatively well. But we will find out how it really deals with the bumps when we get to the ice section, because that is by far our bumpiest section. But it has the acceleration in between these corners to make it go particularly fast. I think this car could be a quick car just because of that acceleration. That's going to be one of the stories of cars in this series, is can they get accelerated in between corners? You need to be able to accelerate from corner to corner, but also you need to be able to turn the corner and actually have control while doing it. We got a little bit of air time there and I couldn't get stopped in time. Now through the ice, bumps are kind of bothering it a little bit, but nothing major. Oh, we didn't get slowed down though. Okay, so a couple little scruffs on the walls so far on this run. We have to beat a 207.6. Oh, get that checkpoint. And we are going to do it on our first run. A first run that was extremely scruffy. We actually beat the Stratos. The Stratos had a time of a 207.6. We beat it by 1.2 seconds. Actually almost on the dot 1.2 seconds. But yeah, I knew the car felt quick and composed in the beginning of that lap, but I didn't expect, after hitting two walls and messing about in quite a few corners, I didn't expect to go that quick. Alright, we are back at the Devil's Corner hill climb. Now, the Honda kind of surprised me. I didn't expect it to go that quick on that opening run. Now that I know the car's slightly better, maybe I can get an even better run out of it. That's a big maybe. It's always possible that I could just mess things up on these two last runs. Kind of cutting that corner a little bit, but that's alright. These hairpins are particularly nasty. A lot of cars aren't going to like getting around them because you can't really get on the power around them, or else you just end up understeering out like that. Of course. Can I please just get a lap that isn't going to be flagged? I mean, the Lancia's fastest lap was flagged. I almost just said tagged. Was flagged, so I couldn't actually set that as my round time. That was actually fairly nice around that corner there. But yeah, the Lancia's lap time is flagged, so I can't use that. The only lap time that isn't flagged is the BMW's fast lap. Oh, of course, I missed that checkpoint. Well, this lap is shot. I knew I turned in a bit too soon, but I thought I might have actually got that checkpoint. Oh well, this lap is kind of shot, but we'll use it just to test the limits of the car. I mean, we have the lap basically to mess about with a little bit. We can kind of figure out what we want to do with the car in certain places, what we can get away with and what we can't. That jump there is kind of... it's in an odd spot, because if you jump too far, you're going to be late on your braking into that one corner. So it's kind of one of those that you want to kind of have a lift, maybe, depending on the car you're running. Oh, that's ice, that's ice. Oh, that's more ice, that's more ice. We're not stopping. Yeah, this is definitely a shot run. That ice, if you don't get it lined up perfectly for there, you're gonna have a bad time. That corner there is just so annoying because the car, when you turn in, it just doesn't turn. You just kind of slide about. So yeah, not a great run. Not at all. We probably added about 10 seconds. Yeah, hopefully our final run will go quicker. Alright, we are here for the Honda's final run. Hopefully we'll go quicker than our first run. If we end up going slower than the second one, then I'm just terrible at driving cars apparently, but because you can't get much worse than that. We missed a checkpoint in the last run. Basically it added 10 seconds to our time because of that and a couple other mess ups. But I definitely think that as long as I don't mess up too much, the Honda definitely has the potential to go quicker. Because like I said, that opening run was an extremely fast run. We did run quite wide into that corner there. That opening run was quite fast. I definitely think that we have the potential to go quicker. It's just a matter of actually getting it to go quicker and stop sliding around corners when we're trying to get the power down. The Honda doesn't seem to have too much issues with traction out of the corners, but like all relatively high-powered cars, when you're on just snowy dirt, basically, and you gotta put the power down around a corner, you are going to slide. It's so hard to try and stop. I got on the brakes nice and early for this corner this time around. But yeah, it's so hard to stop the car from sliding like that. Even if you get it slowed down enough for the corner, it's just so difficult, and don't you dare hit the wall. Okay, so I'm gonna try and make sure that we don't hit too much ice. That's ice, you little... Of course, it flagged it. It did scrum off quite a bit of speed there. We're taking about 93 miles an hour there across the jump. Get slowed down and turned through this section. Come on, turn, car, turn. I don't think it's going to be a quicker run this time around. We might have been on for a quicker run. That ice is going to claim many a victims. It's not just the way that the ice is laid out there, it's also the way that the ice combined with the bumps. Because I was flying through the first two parts, and then the bumps started kind of knocking me about, which then put me on the second patch of ice, I believe it was, and then I couldn't really stop or turn. So yeah, the ice is definitely to blame for that run. The Honda does go quicker with its 204.6 or 206.4, that's what it was. Yes. Unfortunately, I couldn't pull that last lap out. We were on for a relatively quick lap, I believe, up until that ice patch. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.